Okay, we are here for round 2 after picking up our first round win, and our hand looks very good, so let's go ahead and keep it. Really hoping we're not playing against some kind of sweeper strategy. I don't want our opponent to wrath us. That could be bad. But let's go ahead and start with, as I kind of mentioned before, let's go ahead and get Overgrown Tomb first and then Basic Plains. So we're going to shock and play a Hierarch. We're looking kind of like an Abzan deck here, which I guess technically we are an Abzan deck, but opponent probably is not really thinking Abzan Humans. Grove of the Burn Willows. So this could be Amulet Titan. Hopefully it's not, and it is. Okay, so we're going to need to be fast against Amulet Titan. So let's go ahead and let's start with Lieutenant, because we want Lieutenant to grow as big as possible. Yes, yeah, I think we'd rather have like one very large threat than a go wide strategy. Let's start growing this Lieutenant. Next turn, we can play Mayor plus Mayor and swing in for a lot with this Lieutenant. If it's just Lieutenant, that'd be 2, 4, 6, 7. So yeah, it looks like we can attack for 7 next turn. And then maybe lethal the following turn. So it'd be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes. So if nothing happens, we'll attack for 7 and then 16 for just what we have here in our hand. And we could cast Path to Exile. So we're hoping opponent has a slow hand, but it's not really looking like it. Their hand's looking good. No, not Azusa. Azusa's such a good card. So basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to play as many Primeval Titans as fast as possible. That's like basically their only win con in the main deck, is just playing Primeval Titans and attacking with them. If our opponent does not have any lands, like any more lands than this, that could be very good for us. They're called Amulet Titan because they abuse the power of Amulet of Vigor by playing these Karoo lands that whenever they enter the battlefield, they usually enter tapped, but Amulet Vigor says not so fast. You're not actually going to enter tapped. The power level of the deck, of their deck, when they do have Amulet of Vigor and when they don't have Amulet of Vigor is vastly different. Amulet of Vigor makes their deck extremely good and very hard to beat. Without Amulet of Vigor, their deck's not very good and it's pretty easy to beat. So unfortunately for us, they had an Amulet of Vigor. Okay, so they do not have more lands because they could have, let's see. So they played first land for turn, second land for turn, third land for turn, plus the land from Explore. So wait, never mind. I guess they could not have played more lands. So they could have more lands. Let's keep our Basic Plains up. Yes, we'll attack for 1 less by not attacking with the Pilgrim. Or do we just attack with Pilgrim? I guess we're attacking for 2 less. So if we just attack with the Lieutenant, it gets the Exalted trigger, right? And so then it attacks for 7. We could attack for 9 total by attacking with a 2. So it's either keep Path up or don't keep Path up. I think we keep Path up. Because if they play a Primeval Titan, we're going to want to path it. Heck, I want to path this Azusa, but I have learned better that pathing anything but Primeval Titan can cause you just to lose to Primeval Titans right away. They have the ability to give their Primeval Titans haste, And attack you right away. Hey, Hawkeye. We're playing against Amulet Titan, Hawkeye. They return the Gemstone Cavern to their hand. Or Gemstone Mine, sorry. This is the kind of thing that Aethersworn Canonist can actually stop them from, after they cast Summoner's Pact, to cast the Primeval Titan. It's pretty obvious that I have Path to Exile for how I did not attack with the Pilgrim and how I've been just sitting here clicking OK and not just like F6'd or anything. So it is pretty obvious that I do have it. I didn't just Path in response to that trigger. I'm going to wait for them to activate their Slayer's Stronghold on their Primeval Titan so that they use a little bit more mana. And once they do that, and before they go to attackers, I should put a stop in the beginning of combat, I will then use that time to Path to Exile their Primeval Titan. What are you doing? Here, come here. So we're gonna Path the Titan. I'm assuming they're gonna have to have a Zeus a chump block Lieutenant. We may be just dead to another Titan, but they will have the Summoner's Pact that they have to pay for next turn. We're hoping they don't have any more creatures or anything. Oh no. Oh no. That's a disaster. Yeah, that's just a disaster. That's gonna destroy both my mayors and my lieutenant. We can't stop them from getting 2 mana. They're gonna have the mana for this. Either they attack with Primeval Titan, or they just play a. I guess they have more land drops. Because if they attack with Primeval Titan, they have it. If we Path the Primeval Titan, even though the land usually comes into play tapped from Path to Exile, because of Amulet of Vigor, comes into play untapped. So, we still have a chance to win if, for some reason, they don't draw any more Summoner's Pacts, or like any way to find Primeval Titan. They have like the Transmute land. They can go find Summoner's Pact. So that's our way to win this, but that's a tall order. This does not look very good for us. Engineered Explosives main board. I mean, it's a card they can play main board because they do have the ability to tutor it up with their land. I think it's Teleria West. I think that's the name of the land. They usually have just 1 explosives and 1 walking ballista in their main board that they get to tutor for. Okay, well, time to attack with Noble Hierarch. The good part about drawing a land is we do get to just activate our Gavany Township as well as attack there. But that's a much, much slower clock than what I was hoping for a little bit ago. I don't have very many. Okay, check that. I don't have any like reclamation sages or like ways to actually destroy an artifact, do I? I just have like Stony Silence and Kataki. Oh, this card is such a problem. Okay, well, again, the good news about drawing a cavern is that drawing a land is that we get to now attack with both creatures and still activate Township. So they can have one of their creatures trade with Avacyn's Pilgrim. Probably the Scout. But that's just the cost of doing business. Guess I could have just attacked with Hierarch and saved the Pilgrim for another turn. Guess I could have done that. Probably should have done that. Because would have been able to attack with Exalted. Okay, where'd it go all wrong? Okay, so it looks like our opponent has not drawn anything since then, so that's good. We need them to just continue to draw nothing for another like 4 turns. That's it, Hawkeye. Just nothing for 4 turns. That's easy, right? They get you double Stronghold. That's nice. We can still outrace that, though. We're going to attack for 5 next turn as well. So it's either play Tracker or activate Gavany Township. It's got to be better to play Tracker than activate Gavany Township. One possibility there is to activate Township so that the next turn, if we draw anything that costs 2, we get to play Tracker plus that card and kind of, you know, like use all of our mana for like the 1 turn. But with our opponent going to 7, I like having the 2 threats. Okay, so they're going to activate Azusa, attack, and then still have the other Stronghold to be able to block with, because they can make white mana with Gemstone Cavern. So I'm assuming they're just going to attack for 3, and then, well, heck, actually, they may just attack for 5 and then have 1 on defense, because I think they're going to want to Azusa it on defense to be able to block Tireless Tracker. That would be my assumption. Be able to block and trade. Yeah, so we'll be able to activate 2 Strongholds now. Okay, they're just doing 1. So they're going to have 2 for blocking purposes, so they could trade with Noble Hierarch. I kind of think I just block. This kind of seems like a weird block. Nah, I don't block. Just have it trade on defense, but it gives me another chance to draw a land and get some clues. We're going to be, you know, us being at 12 or being at 9 isn't really a big difference at all. We're dead to Primeval Titan anyway. Because Primeval Titan, they just play it, give it haste, and +2/+0, and then go find the double strike land that just kills us. So, well, Necromancer is interesting. We can get zombies. If we play Necromancer pre-combat, though, they don't have to block, I guess, because we'll only be attacking for 6. I kind of want to attack for lethal, and that would be just attack with both and then activate Township. Kind of want to do that. I kind of want to force Azusa off the table. Maybe I should have just blocked with Tracker. I probably should have. That was a close one, but I think I should have, because then I can just attack for 4 that they can't block, and then also play a Necromancer. That for drawing this, I'd be in a better spot if I would have. So what if I just play Necromancer and attack? Would they block? It's very possible not. But they probably would, and then I would get a zombie, and they would probably just block Noble Hierarch because it's larger. So they would be at 4. I'd have a 3/2, a 2/2, and a 2/2. Or yeah, 3/2, 2/2, 2/2, and they're at 4. So basically, they need to draw 2 blockers. Alternatively, I could just attack with both and activate Township. Again, they can just block Hierarch and kill Hierarch, and then I have a 4/3, and they're at 3. That doesn't seem as good. What if I attack with both and play Necromancer post-combat? That doesn't sound as good either, because then we only have the 3/2 and the 1/2/2. So let's just go ahead and play this pre-combat and attack with both. Now, if they don't block, I'm dead to the double strike land also. The thing about not playing Necromancer is they have to block. Now they don't have to block. So I'm dead to if they just draw the double strike land, because I think it gives them double strike and trample, if I remember correctly, which they have enough like strongholds plus that to probably kill me if it's double strike and trample. Okay, so they block. And they block Tracker, which is the best for me. Hierarch's actually just a better threat for me right now. Not only does it have 2 more toughness, but also has the Exalted on it. All right, so that was good. Now, if we would have blocked Azusa, basically they would be at 3 now, because we would attack for 4. They'd be at 3, but we would not have had the zombie. So it's arguably we're in a better spot. I cannot believe we won that game. They just didn't have another Titan. One other Titan, and we were super dead. We weren't even regular dead. We were super dead. All right, Sin Collector probably does something. Comball probably does something. Canonist. Kataki would slow them down a little bit, I suppose. Mind Sensor is definitely amazing, and I like evolutioning into a Mind Sensor. Linvala only stops the little 1/1 Secure a Tribe Scout. Same with Pontiff. So I don't know. Jamoka's Command, unfortunately, does not get Artifact. So we could just fight Azusa or Tribe Scout. That's about all it's going to do. I don't think that's really worth a card. Necromancers. Cards don't usually die too much, but they do have that Explosives. Yeah, Sin Collectors, probably worth it, but they have a lot of cards that aren't instants or sorceries. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of Pontiff. I'm going to shave Sin Collector, actually. Let's go with 2 Sin Collector. I definitely want Mind Sensor, and I want Evo to find Mind Sensor. And I think I like Canonist and Comball. Not sold on Comball. I think Tracker could be a little slow. And what else do we want to change? I definitely want to keep all the Path to Exiles in, because I want to be able to have answers for a Primeval Titan, like we had before. Necromancer is probably not that important. I'd still like to have access to a Necromancer. I don't want to cut it all together, but it's just not as important. Would I rather have a Kataki than a Necromancer? Just to kind of slow them down a little bit, make them pay 1? Probably not. What about Sin Collector over Necromancer? That's close. Main targets are Summoner's Pact and Ancient Stirrings. Ancient Stirring should be cast before that. It's mostly Summoner's Pact. They may have some kind of like sweepers or removal in the sideboard. Actually, I want access to a Pontiff, actually. Because if they have Hornet Queen post-board, I definitely want access to a Pontiff. So I'm going to play one Pontiff over this over Necromancer. So yeah, I want to be able to get rid of the Hornets from Hornet Queen. All right, let's go to game 2. I'm going to keep this hand. This hand could definitely lose. It's not amazing or anything. If our opponent has their really good hand, we're not going to win. We don't really have any disruption. Ooh, never mind. Now we got disruption. I guess we just lead with Cavernous Souls. All of our stuff's humans anyway. So what, we play Sin Collector on turn 2 and then Comball? Or do we play Comball first, then Sin Collector? Okay, now you got hair all over my face now. I'm definitely playing one of our gold cards on turn 2. This guy looks pretty angry. So not as much. So Swamp Radiant Fountain. What do you keep with Swamp Radiant Fountain? They could have... It's a really good chance that they have something like Ancient Stirrings in their hand. That they're wanting to draw a green source to cast. So let's go ahead and cast our Sin Collector. Try to take Ancient Stirrings. Okay, no Ancient Stirrings. But there's a Pyroclasm that they can just cast next turn. They could just play Gemstone Mine, cast Pyroclasm, and kill both those. I don't really like the sound of that. I'm going to take that Pyroclasm. Summoner's Pact. If they packed next turn, they could get Azusa, play 2 more lands, and then they have Primeval Titan right away. I don't really like how that sounds either. Maybe it's best just to take Summoner's Pact, and even though they'll slow me down, it will slow them down a bunch from casting Titan. So I take Summoner's Pact. Next turn they play Mine, Clasm, and then I play Comball, and then the turn after that play like Lieutenant plus Noble Hierarch. And they're like just sitting there waiting for 6 turns for this. If I take Pyroclasm, they can presumably play go search for Azusa, use Cavern to cast Azusa, play 2 more lands, play Mine plus Vesuva. And the Vesuva can just copy the Mine, and they use the Mine plus the Vesuva mana to pay for the 4. Yeah, that sounds kind of scary to me. I'm going to take Summoner's Pact. And even though they get to Pyroclasm this turn, we can rebuild. But it should slow them down a bunch. Oh, come on. There's Ancient Stirrings. Please, no. Okay, they got Boros Garrison. All right, that's fine. That's also, it's not a green source, so that's good. But, you know, really didn't want to see Amulet of Vigor. So I could play Lieutenant plus Hierarch. No, that... There's no way, like, our stuff's still going to die to Pyroclasm, so I think we just have to play Comball. It's really if we want to just have our Noble Hierarch die, we could basically sacrifice this Noble Hierarch for 1 damage. That's probably not worth it. So let's just play Comball, because it does not die to Pyroclasm. And attack for 3. Again, we could attack for 4 if we played this Hierarch, but I don't think that's going to be worth it, since they're definitely just going to cast Pyroclasm next turn. Presumably they're going to use Gemstone Mine, Radiant Fountain, cast Pyroclasm, and then Boros Garrison back their Gemstone Mine. This also allows us to fetch with our Verdant Catacombs and not shock, because we're going to want a Godless Shrine, I guess. No, probably just want a... Honestly, we probably just want a Temple Garden. I don't think we need a second black source. I'd rather have a second green source. All right, so there goes Pyroclasm. Now, presumably, Boros Garrison bounces the Gemstone Mine. They could get the Radiant Fountain, too. Okay, let's go fastest clock possible, which is Lieutenant first, and then Hierarch. So we're attacking for 4. Definitely don't have this 1/1 or anything, but we're looking pretty good so far, especially if our opponent does not find an amulet. Ooh, another lieutenant? That's pretty good. All right, so let's go G. Let's play Eternal Witness, get back our Verdant Catacombs. So lieutenant, this witness is just gonna grow our lieutenant here. And then we're gonna get our catacombs back, get basic swamp, I guess. And then cast lieutenant. So this is what I mean about how our deck can go very big very quickly. We have a good way to put clocks on the combo decks of the format. So that's attacking for 9. That's a lot of damage. So they're at 4. If they cast 2 non-creature spells, they die. They are going to play Primeval Titan here, but 1 Primeval Titan is not going to be good enough. So I think we have this. Not sure how we lose. I think we'd have to deal with... I don't know. I think we just have this. I can't... They have 6 cards. We know these 3. Can't really think of what they could have to beat us. Obviously, just 1 like Damnation would kill us, or would, you know, destroy all this stuff. But I don't think they play Damnation. All right, we got the match. So 2-0 here, going into our 3rd round.